Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Burning Truth. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live, and this is the New Year's Day special. As promised, I will state, I know the announcement of it being at the actual time of us airing was let out quite a bit short notice. We do apologise for that. Unfortunately, namely, one of us had to sort of have a long trip today. And you probably just noticed there that we're both actually here.
Well, we're not here, but we're here.
Yeah. We're not in the same... just to point out, we're both not in the same room. So if there's any... wonder why there's different noises in the background and whatnot, that's because we're at different locations at different sites. So we're having to do this a little bit different than usual.
Yeah, so we're both here, but we're both not here. So just keep that in mind, folks. You know, that could be the theme of 2018. With us being here, but not here. So,
really?
News from our front. You've started wrestling again.
Yeah.
And I'm now a amateur Black Ball tour player as of this year.
Well, hey.
So it's when I say it could be a common theme, it could be a common theme that happens maybe once a month, where we aren't in the same room and you don't get to hear quite as much profanities.
Or banter.
or banter.
Or as some would say, banter.
But no, so it's really interesting. So let's kick straight in. So we've got Dean Ambrose. Ambrose as...
Before we get into the news, we need to do the usual.
He's cutting me.
We need to do the usual introductions. I haven't been able to do it for so long. So, my co-host is the man, the myth, the legend, Nathan Goth.
And across the airwaves is the malicious, the maniacal, the sometimes late, Matthew Burns.
I do have a good reason for being late today. Admit it.
Because you operate on Matthew Standard Time.
It wasn't Matthew Standard Time. It was family time.
Matthew Standard Time.
Really? Do take into account, I did actually... Okay, for being a few minutes late from what I've done today, you can say that's not too bad.
You'll be late to your own wedding.
I thought you were going to say be late to my own funeral then.
But no. So before you rudely interrupted me anyway...
Continue.
So we have Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose is now injured and out for 9 months.
Ouch.
So what did WWE do to Seth Rollins? They give him a new tag team partner.
Oh, God.
Fucking Jason Jordan.
Really?
How?
Can I just say this? Is it bad that I went to Mandy Roman there? Instead.
Is it bad? I would have took Kurt Angle.
Anyone would take Kurt Angle. Christ. You've got a choice of Roman Reigns, Kurt Angle, anybody on the roster. Nope, Jason Jordan.
Yeah, here you go. Here's Jason Jordan. So, this comes to our first wrestling award of the year, which is the shittest booking of the year.
Oh.
Goes to Jason Jordan as Seth Rollins' tag team partner.
Really?
What the fuck?
Whoa. I'm going to argue this. I am going to argue this.
With?
You ready? Jason Jordan is Kurt Angle's son. Really? Come on. Kurt Angle can't even keep up the suspense. Even on Instagram. Doesn't even get the right number of kids.
I'll raise it once more.
Go on.
Bray Wyatt as Sister Abigail.
Oh! That didn't happen. That didn't happen. That did not happen. That never happened.
It's enough to make you want to cringe.
I think that's the winner.
With Kane's voice box.
That's got to be the winner, yeah. Yeah. The Sister Abigail bull crap.
Like, they could have picked anyone. I mean, absolutely anyone.
Right. Who do we pick for Sister Abigail? Anyone but you, Bray.
Yeah, just anyone that isn't a bloke.
Correct. Right. Here's a little tip for you.
It's about 3 billion females out in the world. Pick any one of them.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't they just have a female tournament recently?
Yeah.
Well, not sort of recently. And didn't they have people in there that could have portrayed Sister Abigail? That would have done it.
No. However, I want to talk about something else. So I accidentally over the Christmas period stumbled on to Main Event.
Uh-oh.
Sky Television has been this crap. So when I say stumbled, I really do mean stumbled. Like, I was flicking through the channels and it came up Main Event. And I was like, I've got 10 minutes I can kill here over Christmas. Do you know what I watched?
What?
I watched Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews versus probably NXT's brightest tag team, which have just gone down since they've been on the main roster.
Go on.
It's just, it's no flips, it's just fists.
Really?
So that was one of the tag team matches. The tag team name, it shakes me at the moment because it's just off the cuff. It's just popped up to me while we're talking about the worst things that have happened on my television. But this one was a little bit of a highlight. You know, so as we all know, Dana Brooke is now a part of Titus Worldwide.
Yeah.
And she might have actually found her part in WWE. Not as a wrestler, as a valet.
Right.
She suited that role brilliantly. Now, if they could just get a credible tag team, I think you might be looking at Emerging Manager of 2018.
Emerging Manager?
Yes.
Are you actually opting that as an award?
No, I'm just saying, like, next year, when you look out, and if they allow her to, you know, because she needs a heel tag team, because she had the whole... Do you remember when Michelle McCool first came in with the Bashams?
Oh, good lord. Yep.
And she looked pretty badass.
Yeah.
Well, that's how Dana Brooke looked. Unfortunately...
It doesn't go with Titus Worldwide.
It doesn't go with Titus Worldwide, no, you know. They made her dress up like a little secretary, you know, suited it, and everything like that. But it does seem like she was just there to, you know, make up the numbers because they were bored. However, if you bring her up, say with someone like, and I don't mean this any disrespect to the Authors of Pain, but if you don't want Paul Ellering on the main roster, you give Dana Brooke to the Authors of Pain, and you've got a credible tag team. She could have the Sunny role.
Potentially. But poor Ellering, not on main TV.
Well, how old is he now?
Oh, yeah. He has been going some years, but then again, yeah, Vince does have that issue with, my God, he looks old. Take him off TV. Bye, Finlay.
No, it's not the issue of he's old. It's the issue of, does he want the full-time schedule of travelling around the country?
Good point. And you're thinking if they're stuck with him all the time, is that going to hinder them?
Yeah, whereas if you stick them with Dana Brooke, if you want them to have a manager, you know, on the main roster, they're going to be imposing guys. You know, they aren't going to have to outsmart anyone because Vince, you know, has a boner for anyone that's over 6'4" and 300 pounds.
No comment.
So he has like a raging hard on for him. So they're pretty much sorted for 5-minute squash matches. So You
Fair
bring
enough.
in Dana Brooke, and you've got your eye candy that goes with your monsters. If they need a cheap win, she can give them a cheap win.
And at the same time, she's not exactly a weakling herself.
No, she's a bodybuilder.
Exactly. And yeah, I actually agree with that. That wouldn't be a bad idea.
See this? Nathan Goff booking Raw. Coming your way, April 18th.
Vince, where's his paycheck?
So, moving on to the next award, now that we've got Dana Brooke out of the way. Diva of the Year.
Alright. Is this WWE or internationally?
Internationally.
Internationally.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
tough.
Not Diva of the Year, we'll go Women's Wrestler of the Year before people start getting their political correctness radar
I take it
hammered
like
down on us.
exactly because they just recently got rid of divas, the name Diva on WWE. Right. I'd say we'd have to have two categories for this. You know, one for WWE, for world, WWE main companies, and one for independents.
Go on then. So,
I would say.
who's your independent?
I'm gonna say me WWE one first.
Go on.
Alexa Bliss.
Right.
Because I feel as though she hasn't had as many firsts, but she has had a good reign as champion and has carried the championship really well.
So, I'm going to change
Counter
that
offer?
and I'm going to raise you. I'm going to say Asuka, because we didn't recognise Asuka as Women's Wrestler of the Year last year, but she is still undefeated in one-on-one competition.
I'll go with that. Because when they did the whole Absolution thing, they teased could she be part of them.
Yeah,
But
and we'll come on to Absolution afterwards, because there's something that's happened this week that might have put that thing on hold.
Potentially.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'd have to agree with Asuka on that one. Now, for...
Internationally,
well,
I can chuck my pick out straight away. I'll go with Kaylee Ray.
Kaylee Ray.
The woman has put Scottish women's wrestling on the map.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Definitely. I was going to say Candice Michelle, potentially, but...
What? Candice Michelle?
Not Candice
She's
Michelle.
been retired?
Not Candice Michelle.
God knows how many
Candice
years.
LeRae.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2018, and Matt Burns had the first fuck up of the year.
And there's the first swear word.
Oh, I've had plenty more. I think that's about my sixth.
Oh, first one I noticed. Or care to notice. But yeah, but honestly, if I'm honest, I'd have to agree with you because she had a very good showing. However, at the same time, I could also argue Tony Storm.
If you wanted to argue international women, could you look across at TNA?
Possibly.
And who's their women's champion at the moment?
Isn't it the? Oh no, it's not the one that was trying to marry Grado, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's just recently vacated it.
Well, at the moment, because they're so far behind.
Yeah. I wouldn't put Impact under mainstream anymore because I'd say that's more. I would say that's more independent now because they've had so many setbacks. I will state that. Personally, I would say Tony Storm potentially because originally Tony Storm was meant to be going to the final of that women's tournament
Right, okay.
instead of Baszler.
Yeah.
But when Baszler's got notice of it, they had that surprise notice from the crowd and whatnot, WWE sort of quickly changed and sort of worked around it, and Tony Storm had no issues with WWE and sort of went along with it, sort of agreed, which you could say, well, she's had to agree, it's the big dogs.
Okay, so we'll go with Tony Storm.
I'd have to go with Tony Storm because she has done something quite amazing, quite rare, but at the same time, the second she finished that tournament, she hit, the Japanese, the Japan scene really going at it and everything. And seems to be doing amazing. So, would you agree with that?
Yes, that's fine. I can totally get behind that. So, while we mentioned Paige a little bit earlier, Paige was injured at the hands of Sasha Banks. Not deliberately, I'll just put that out there before people start jumping on there. It was an accident in the match, and as a precaution, they put the X up.
Yeah, basically, please don't be keyboard warriors. All we're stating is it's not an actual deliberate accident, it was accidental, which wrestling isn't ballet.
No, but WrestleZone and, I will normally say they normally are pretty spot on, blew this out of proportion, saying that she was took out on a stretcher. She walked out on her own free will.
Oh. So are you firing shots at WrestleZone now?
No, I'm just saying
get your facts right.
Put clickbait out there. If you're going to put stuff out there that has been researched to the point that that it's going to be the right stuff. Because you click on if you see Paige being carried out, and when you mean by carried out, you mean actually helped out. Carried and helped have two very different meanings in my dictionary.
So to borrow a quote to WrestleZone, this is towards WrestleZone. State the facts.
Yeah. We can all go for clickbait. Me kicking Matt Burns in the face would be clickbait, but we don't put it out there.
Just because you hit that one RKO one time, you think you got one over me all the time. That you will regret that mistake. You didn't put me down permanently. Anyway,
so move on. So let's have Wrestler of the Year.
Not yet. And I'm gonna say aspiring female star will be better.
You can't. Women's wrestling doesn't have the depth of young aspiring stars yet to do an aspiring star.
Really?
Oh, really?
Well, okay.
Not on a mainstream level.
Okay. Were you mentioning female wrestler of the year earlier? Because it was female wrestler, wasn't it? That we just did.
Yeah.
Can we just make one quick? Can I just make one quick short? One quick short.
Do you want to look at British female wrestler of the year?
Potentially, yeah. Because there is one person who I do see becoming quite big later on because she's so early in her career.
If you're looking at British women, there's two or three that pop out. You've got Millie McKenzie.
Bingo.
But you've also got Zia Brookside.
Yeah.
You got Nightshade.
Yep.
And then you've also got. She might not be young in age. I don't know her age because it's rude to ask women their age. But you've also got Kat Von Page.
Basically, you're a gentleman.
Yeah, but
yeah. No, but she actually fits in the category.
Yeah.
She fits within the category.
From a British point of view, there's 3 or 4 that burst out when you go watch a show. You go, oh my god!
I was going to say more honourable mentions for the year instead of just the British scene, but I would say quite highly Millie McKenzie's up there. because she seems to be dominating the scene, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she had her up and downs this year, you know. She's just had to overcome a medical issue, but she's back on the right track now.
Not only that, came on to a Defiant show that was recorded. It looked like they were going to be using it as like sort of, because they had her up against Little Mix Roxy, who had a full entrance. Millie didn't have an entrance. So normally, what does that mean?
Squash match.
You think so? What happened?
She just walked over.
Millie did what you stated the last time you saw her.
Yep. Millie McKenzie, for those who haven't watched, is the equivalent of our Brock Lesnar in a female term.
She is an absolute beast.
She is amazing. Like she did a 15-minute mixed tag team match, and then came out and looked like she could have gone for another half an hour.
And this is why she, you know, when we say mixed tag team, she wasn't just wrestling the females; she was kicking a crap out of the male counterpart.
Yeah, you know, really good, really good. What's been your match of the year?
Now that depends on. Do you mean mainstream? Or...
So mainstream, independent, and British.
Mainstream is a bit tough. I'd say anything with AJ Styles and lately, because actually, AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, it's been your.
Yeah, because I didn't see that match going the way. I was expecting Brock go in, do exactly what he did on Cena, on AJ Styles. If you remember SummerSlam, when he literally destroyed John Cena. I was waiting for that to happen. Did that happen? No. It was competitive, and I will give Brock his due. He made AJ look amazing. Absolutely amazing.
My match of the year is a little bit unorthodox.
What?
But I would have to go for War Games.
No, I can't agree with that.
My match of the year, I watched it and I was thoroughly impressed with it.
I was intrigued by it, but it wasn't War Games.
No, and I understand why you're shaking your head going, no, I don't agree with you, and totally your opinion.
Yeah.
But I appreciate how they made it their own. Like, because if they'd have totally copied like the concept of War Games, people might have been up in arms over it. But I understand your point of view of don't call it War Games and then not do it like War Games.
Yeah.
So, like...
The whole idea of War Games, for me... The roof, not so much. I understand why the roof was removed. Because we don't want another Sid Vicious moment.
Yeah.
Where he's powerbombing somebody by the name of Brian Pillman on the back of his neck.
Yeah, oh no. So that's totally understandable. But from your point of view, they probably could have used like a Hell in the Cell type structure where the roof is miles up.
I wasn't bothered about the roof. That wasn't the major issue. It was how the match was won. Pinfall.
Yeah, by pinfall. Whereas you have to be totally incapacitated.
In War Games, you had to make one member quit. You had to beat them up to the point where they reluctantly give the winner the victory. And it was originally, if I'm not mistaken, potentially elimination. Where with this, it was literally one pinfall and that was it.
Yeah, but I enjoyed the match.
No, it's understandable. I can understand why you enjoyed it.
It was a highlight fest for me, so it was totally enjoyable. That was my match of the year from like a WWE standpoint. If we're going independently and internationally, there's only one match that I can say is the match of the year, and it's one we both watched.
What?
Well, I think I watched it. You were busy interviewing, which was Alligero and Danny Devine.
You're on about the British scene.
Yeah.
Do you want to have British scene on the independent scene?
For this one, my pick's both the same, because that is the best match I've watched this year, and it's probably the best match I've seen internationally this year.
British scene, I would agree with you. Definitely, 100%. Because Danny Devine and Alligero had an absolute cracking match. Superb. And I will state, smart booking by Wrestle Midlands.
Yeah, and I'll say this. For that to be your second to last match in the company, you can go out on that.
Do you want to make it even more weirder? That wasn't the original scheduled planned match.
No.
That wasn't even the original scheduled planned match. It got changed last minute.
Yeah, because he was supposed to be facing the Youporn Plex, Joey Ryan.
Unfortunately, due to flight issues and etc., we don't know what the major issue was, really. But, unfortunately, Joey Ryan couldn't make it.
No.
Which straight away. However, what a great replacement. Fantastic match. For British scene, I will say that I actually watched that match with you. I was there. I was there. Both of us just sat down and we just watched it.
And it was brilliant. It had the psychology, the close finishes, it had everything you want from a match.
And what was so good? Face versus face.
Yeah.
How many face versus face matches are like that?
No, it was really, really good. And hats off to both men.
Now, for my international, for me personally, it has to be the one that has Dave Meltzer's Superstars 5 or 6 rating star, whatever. Okada and Omega.
Okay.
Their matches have been absolutely amazing, and I can't actually state it because as much as the results near enough to say mostly Okada winning, I will state each time it feels as though he's getting closer to beating him.
Yeah, and you know, from like your point of view, you're a big fan of the New Japan stuff, and for that to be like your international match here, I can't say I've seen the match. You know, because the New Japan stuff doesn't interest me with the way that they do stuff. You know, there's loads of finishes that shouldn't be in the match.
I agreed with you on that. I do agree, but in this one, this was like a special match where they were doing back and forth finishes with each other. This was they had a reason to spit the venom.
Yeah. While we're on New Japan, just very quickly, because it's nearly Wrestle Kingdom 13. Was it 12?
I think it's 12.
And you've got Omega versus Jericho.
Well, Alpha versus Omega, as they originally dubbed it, because Chris Jericho's calling himself the Alpha.
Yeah. Which is clever booking, and can I just say that'll be, and I can say it now, that'll be my international match of this year, if they let them two go.
Yeah.
Like, this is Jericho's chance to show the world what he can do one last time without being limited. Vince McMahon's given his approval to do the match.
He actually called up Vince himself and basically stated to him. And Vince says, that's great news.
Because after Wrestle Kingdom 12, one of the tag teams are heading to NXT.
Wow.
Which is Matt Taven and I forget what his partner's name is.
Would that be Matt Taven? I'm trying to remember now.
I think it's Red Dragon.
No, it's not Red Dragon. Because Red Dragon is Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish.
Oh yeah, no, it's Matt Taven and someone else. Just bear with me while I grab my iPad. I will tell you, because once I see the Wrestle Kingdom card, I will be able to tell you.
Is it the Kingdom?
It could be the Kingdom.
The Kingdom. Best thing you can do is I'd say it's the Kingdom then, because if I'm not mistaken, that is Matt Taven. You know what? You got me thinking now, because if I'm not mistaken, didn't the original leader of the Kingdom or leaders? Actually,
Yeah, well, he's just finished his rehab now, hasn't he?
Yeah, which that'd be great if you bring in Taven with straight away. That'd be great pairing.
So, let's have a look. So, I'm just having a look through the card now. So, you got, is it Matt Taven? Because I know Matt Taven's one of the names that's been rumoured. No, it isn't. You got War Machine and Michael Elgin, who are rumoured, because their contracts end just after Wrestle Kingdom.
Wow.
So it's rumoured that they are signing with NXT. So that could be Vince's way of smoothing the deal with New Japan.
Could be. It could be. That would be a great call. Well, with you mentioning the Kingdom, that's currently leader Matt Taven, TK O'Ryan, and Vinny Marcelinga. Let me just point this out. I apologise if I have butchered your surname, Vinny.
Yeah, well, they've also been rumoured to be looking at going over to NXT as well.
It would be absolutely great to see Matt Taven in there, because straight away, part of the Kingdom
would be back together.
The former members was Adam Cole,
yeah,
Mike Bennett, Maria Kanellis, and there is one more, which will surprise you. That was put under mentor. However, he won't be mentoring the Kingdom anytime soon, especially soon as he's awoken.
Matt Hardy.
Yep. Interesting fact for you. There's a rumour going around that WWE have pulled a bit of an idea plug with Matt Hardy.
Go on.
Over his music. Now,
he's just debuted new music.
He has, but then on the most recent house show, he used his old one. So they could be pulling the plug on the music. Now, me personally, I think WWE should allow him to use that new music, because if I'm not mistaken, would it be Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata?
The one that his wife plays?
It's the one that he's been using at WWE house shows, that is.
Yeah, it would be, but if you've watched Rebecca's Hardy's Twitter, you would see that they have teased her playing the broken keys.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I just saying it. I'm not becoming broken Matt Burns.
But no, so as loads of stuff that could happen. It's just a case of just watching and seeing what happens. But there will be some debuts in NXT, I reckon, just after WrestleMania season, because that's when your call-ups happen. Some bit of breaking news, which I don't know if anyone's seen, which I've only just seen. John Cena's officially entered the Rumble.
I know that. I pretty much gathered that. Because there's a rumour going around he's supposedly the bookie's favourite.
He won't be the bookie's favourite. From what I understand, the plan is for, supposedly, one of the rumoured plans is Vince has asked Undertaker how well Undertaker feels.
That'd be interesting.
Of course, we're coming up to the 25th anniversary of Raw soon, aren't we?
That would be interesting.
And Undertaker was announced ages ago that he was going to be there.
That he was. Now that'd be interesting if Taker wins it. Because could we see Taker versus Brock?
No, so Taker versus Cena is the rumoured match for WrestleMania.
So you're thinking Cena will take the WWE Championship or Lesnar's Championship?
No, so Taker versus Cena at WrestleMania.
Oh, so
Cena won't win the Rumble.
And Taker won't win the Rumble.
The only way Cena wins the Rumble is if they want him to break Ric Flair's record at WrestleMania, which would probably piss a lot of people off.
Which was the rumoured plan that I had heard. But that would annoy a lot of people.
It would indeed.
Now, yeah, I'll agree with the previous award that we stated. British scene, definitely. We've got them categories, and I'd say that would be individually for ourselves. Is there any more awards you want to give out?
So, I want to go with Wrestler of the Year.
Okay, go on.
So, my Wrestler of the Year, if we're going internationally,
yeah,
I would look at, and this is going to sound really, really obscure, I would go with Kenny Omega for International Wrestler of the Year.
It's unusual because I did not expect that from you.
But a close second, I would put Cody Rhodes.
I would say a close second is Cody Rhodes. Definitely, because the man has been pure genius outside of WWE. He has been putting butts in seats. And if I'm not mistaken, he's actually trying to help ROH to fill a stadium.
Yeah, their all-in show, which him and the Young Bucks are actually financing.
Yeah, and that will be pretty hefty and amazing if they pull it off.
Yeah, but going back to Omega, what he's done for Japan this year is amazing. You know, he's brought a mainstream attention to Japan.
Yeah,
and he's carried it over into this year. You know, that match with Jericho is going to be a platform launch. So far, the 4,000 tickets over what their seat ticket sales were for last year. So I think they sold 32,000 so far.
It's amazing what they have been doing and whatnot. Because the funny thing about it is, as much as a lot of people can say, "Oh, Jericho's been helping put them on the mainstream," I'm sorry, Kenny Omega has been actually pointing that getting the cameras directed,
and the Young Bucks as well. The Young Bucks have helped, and it's just a very good blend. And if Vince is smart, he might want to help them reach a new platform, because if they can get a deal in place, the amount of crossover work they could do for the network would be brilliant. You could finally have that Broken Hardy versus the Young Bucks, which people have wanted for about 2 years.
They've been begging for it. Begging.
Yeah. So it was something TNA missed out on, but I bet New Japan had liked on their show if WWE wouldn't have it on theirs.
Correct.
So it's just one of them. Whereas my main wrestler of the year would go to Kevin Owens.
Right, where's my wallet? No, that's for the match what you just stated earlier. I'm just trying to find my wallet to do the impersonation of Philip J. Fry.
Yeah, my WWE wrestler of the year would be Kevin Owens.
Yes, I'd have to agree with WWE, with mainstream. I'm stuck between Kevin Owens and AJ Styles.
What Kevin Owens has done without the belt for the second half this year has been brilliant.
And no, I'll explain what means AJ Styles, but I will counter that in shortly with the Kevin Owens one. So just so you know, the end result will be Kevin Owens, because I do agree with you on that. I do think AJ Styles should get an honourable mention for it.
Yeah.
Because the man has been on form, and I'll be honest with you, I did not see him winning that championship at the time. But the man's been wrestling a clinic, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he puts on match after match after match.
Exactly. He puts on almost like, match of the month, match of the year, almost every time. It's like, what the hell's next? But
AJ Styles reminds me very much of a Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, but like you said, Kevin Owens, right? He openly admits over his run with the championship did not go the way he wanted
Envisioned.
and envisioned. He openly admits, my bad, I messed up. So it goes to show that he's willing to own up to mistakes and whatnot,
Yeah,
and actually look back. Now, he hasn't had a championship in a while, and the man seems to be doing some amazing work. He's just doing some amazing work with Shane McMahon.
yeah, and one of the funny things I've seen recently, I don't know if you've watched YouTube. Did you see Daniel Bryan running the ropes with Sami Zayn?
Oh, good lord. Oh, good lord.
It wouldn't surprise me in 2018 if you see Daniel Bryan back in the WWE ring.
If they don't, then it's a shame.
It is, but he's running the ropes. He's getting that. He's like edging and edging.
Exactly, but as they keep stating, safety does need to come first.
Yeah, it does. But like the way they're teasing it, like they're just edging. So I think they've got something up their sleeve.
Mm-hmm. Now we've got Superstar of the year for the mainstream. You've gone for international. Would you like to have a British one?
The British one, I would go for again Danny Devine.
I agree with you on that one. And if personally, if we could have our own Burning Truth Hall of Fame for the British scene, I'd put Danny Devine in there because, unfortunately, as some people most likely will know, or if they know about him or follow him and everything, they'll know that he's just recently retired.
Yeah,
and that is due to some nagging injuries coming back, and the fact that he recently got injured at a show as well, which didn't exactly help matters. Now, do you know how good Danny Devine is?
he's had 2 careers practically.
Practically, yeah. Do you know how good he won an award at FCW? Now, when I tell you awards. Now, one of the awards will make you laugh.
Go on.
Fan favourite of the year.
Yeah, but like
No, FCW.
Yeah, and that I know what you're getting at, but his whole gimmick is so lovable.
Exactly.
Like people love to hate it, they love to love it. It's just a gimmick that everyone can get behind and you can enjoy.
Like you just said, either you love to hate it, or you love it, because you think it's an absolute brilliant gimmick. Either way, he is damn entertaining. And I even stated this. He actually stated to me at the SCW show, who do you think will follow me? Who do you think will be able to carry on the metrosexual gimmick? I give him an honest answer. Nobody.
No, but it shouldn't be about carrying gimmicks on. It should be about taking little things and then making things your own. You shouldn't want to carry on things. You should want to make things your own.
No. This is Danny Devine himself. He was saying, who do you think will fit into the role of the next metrosexual? I just goes, honestly, nobody. You're a trailblazer. You pretty much set it all out for yourself.
I was filling out a profile for the upcoming Black Bull tour, for the Northern tour, and it went, if you could describe yourself as a player, who would you describe yourself by? I just sent back, no one, I'm me. And he responded back going, well, what do you play like? And I went, I just play my game. It's entertaining, it's passionate, and it's very crazy. But if it goes well, it looks well. And that's what Danny Devine's probably done over the years. He's probably gone, well, this is what I feel comfortable with in a nutshell.
Quite literally.
But no, but I can agree on that, and we wish Danny all the best with his latest ventures.
which, if I'm not mistaken, he's trying to raise awareness.
Yeah.
At this moment in time. Because he does have a Just Give page. If anybody wants to see that, they'll have to look up. You'll have to look it up on his page and everything, which might have actually changed, if I'm not mistaken, to something along the lines of D. I'm just trying to think what it is. Something like DM Writer or something.
But no, so I'm going to have to leave that here though. From this episode point of view, from my point of view. Because I'm back up at 4 in the morning.
That you are. So, well, to be honest with you, we'll call this more a wrap-up of this episode anyway, because what we don't want, folks, we don't want to overdo this and whatnot. One thing I did want you to consider, shock of the year.
Yes. I haven't really got a shock of the year. Most things haven't really shocked me that much. Probably, if I had to pick one, and I can't do like international and British one, I'd just pick one, and that's Kurt Angle being inducted into the Hall of Fame. That, for me, was a shock. But that's probably really the only shock I've had this year. Me,
personally, I'm going to go with the first women's Money in the Bank being won by James Ellsworth.
That could go for bullshit moment of the year.
That's true. We'll put it under both.
Yeah.
I'll put it under both. But with that, we may have more awards on the next episode.
Yeah.
Well, there is one.
I know we were thinking of taking a brief hiatus, weren't we?
We are. We are. That we are. So it might actually be. We might not be doing one next week, potentially, depending on certain situations. If we don't, we will be making that clearly on the if it will be officially starting next week. But there is one award that is of the highest caliber that we do need to mention before we go today.
Go on.
The Vince Russo Award. In case anybody doesn't know what the Vince Russo Award is, would you care to mention what it is?
No, this is your baby. I'll let you.
Asshole of the Year. Would you care to stick your nomination?
I think this is a very fitting award because the man likes to portray himself as an arsehole. And he won't mind it, Brock Lesnar.
You think Brock Lesnar?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm going to have to raise this one now.
Go on.
Dixie Carter.
Go on. Why Dixie?
For how much she raked in from other people and stated, "Oh, you haven't, we're going to give you control. Keep giving us money. Oh, you don't have any control, really." The woman was a whirlwind wrecking force, and if TNA or Impact Wrestling wasn't taken off her, I honestly think she would have been far worse than Vince Russo. So, potentially next year, the Arsehole of the Year award could actually change from Vince Russo award to the Dixie Carter award.
But no, so for me, that's a Happy New Year. I wish you all the best for 2018.
And I hope the best for everybody for 2018 and Happy New Year as well.
Yeah.
We're just going to give out our usual shout outs to our usual places.
Yes, I will let you do that. I will say I will probably be around, if not in 2 weeks, probably 3 weeks. I kick in the Northern Tour on the 12th of on the 13th of January.
So you'll be gone for 3 weeks. So potentially it could be next week that we officially start the hiatus. If not, it'll be just myself.
I'll be back on the 20th. On the 13th, I will be at Savannah's in Manchester playing on the Northern Tour.
Lucky.
All of it will be streamed on YouTube and Facebook and all sorts.
And I'll make sure that gets noted out on that week's episode. If anybody wants to check him out, he is a good pool player. I recommend.
Well, it's a completely different field. I haven't played black ball before, so I am still learning the rules.
He's learning. Anyway, with that, I'm just going to give the quick shout outs to the UKWFZ, the UK Wrestle Fan Zone, UKWA, our usual Botchamania. If I'm not mistaken, you had the what was I'm just trying to remember the channel now. What the gaming channel that you enjoyed that you got me into?
Squash.
No,
Smosh Games.
Smosh Games. I'm going to give a shout out to New Breed. I'm also going to give a shout out to our usual Dragon Ball Abridged.
Yeah.
Which is Team 4 Star, which seems to be doing some great content lately. And I'm going to, as I said, see the New Breed. And the last one, but not least, I want to give a shout out to our usual website for anything to do with mental health, which is
not a problem.
Which is for
changes
for healthy minds. So if you do think that you know somebody who needs help, or you need help yourself, give that a quick check out. You don't have to need the help yourself personally, but it can go a long way just by going onto the website. And with that, we'll hopefully
not a problem, folks.
We'll hopefully see you at the next broadcast, the next interview, or the next review. Till then, stay well, stay safe. Catch you later.